comfort. We have traveled land and sea, but as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would away forever, exalted in the sea. As long as I am with you, my heart continues to beat. With every step we take, Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, gave you another name, switch up the batteries. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Knowing the little heart, you can't shame me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. We set out on a mission to find our inner peace, make it everlasting, so nothing's incomplete. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Knowing the little heart, you can't shame me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. Yeah.
So that's the story so far in a few minutes. So where next? Well, in order to take BBC iPlayer to the next level and to start delivering on the vision laid out by the BBC's Director General Tony Hall last October, then we've completely re-engineered iPlayer from the ground up. And we've designed the new iPlayer with the multi-screen world in mind. So it's consistent but optimized across TV, PC, tablet, and mobile devices. And we've built it in such a way that we can quickly develop and release new features across those 4 screens. So fortuitously, then last Tuesday, then we released this new version of BBC iPlayer. So on mobile and tablet browsers, you will see the new iPlayer. There's an opt-in preview on computers and a range of connected televisions, and we'll be rolling it out to the native mobile and tablet apps over the coming months. So the main focus of this new version of BBC iPlayer is on that seemingly simple job of making it easier for users to find something to watch. So making it quick and simple when they know exactly what they're looking for, but also crucially, particularly important for the BBC, helping them to discover something else from the breadth and range of what we produce. So the current iPlayer is actually pretty good if you know what you're looking for, but we do know that 42% of visitors to BBC iPlayer come without a particular program in mind. So with that in mind, we've designed a completely new interface, and if we can switch to the demo, I'm going to tempt the live demo gods by attempting to take you through it live. So this is we're obviously on a desktop computer here. I'll show you how it would look on different devices shortly. So along the top of the product is a consistent navigation bar which appears on every page. So this provides one-click access to all of our TV channels. There's also a TV guide which I'll show later, favorites and categories. Down the left-hand side here, we have the Find Tools panel. Again, I'll come back to talk about those in more detail. But what you can see, the the most of the screen real estate is taken up with a simple image-led browse experience. So you can click your way through or swipe your way through if you're on a touchscreen device to find something to watch. If I hover over a program that's caught my eye, I get a short description, when it was first broadcast, how long it is. Simple information that users tell us is important in helping them find something to watch. Now, this bit, let's see if we can demonstrate this. So, if the... I'm possibly not going to be able to demonstrate this. So what I was hoping to show, which you'll have to check out yourselves later on, is that if I resize the browser, I would have been able to show you how the new iPlayer looks on different screen sizes. So by shrinking the browser right down to the width of a mobile device, you would see how the interface automatically organizes itself for that smaller screen size. And then as you drag the browser window out, you get to see how it would look on a tablet browser all the way up to a desktop and a laptop computer. So as many of you will know, this is known as responsive design, and it means that we can create an experience optimized for lots of different screen sizes without having to build separate versions of BBC iPlayer for all of those different screen sizes. It also means that I can send you a link to a program in iPlayer from my computer, and you can open it on your tablet and mobile, and you will go directly to that program. So it's not just the homepage which has this new image-led browse experience. We've also created that for all of our channel brands, so providing a place to discover and enjoy the full breadth of those television channels, even when they're off-air, so particularly important for those channels which have limited broadcast hours, so CBBC, CBeebies, BBC 4, and particularly BBC 3, which many of you will know, it's announced recently, will no longer be a broadcast channel, but will continue to live on via BBC iPlayer. We've also used a similar kind of interface for categories. So categories bringing together the full breadth and range of catch-up content, exclusive content, content that's premiering iPlayer before it's broadcast on television, and also a wealth of archive material. We've also taken the opportunity to revise the category list in response to user feedback around the terms that they use when talking about their TV viewing habits. So gone is there was a big bucket called factual, which is quite an industry term. So in its place, we have documentaries, arts, food, history, science, and nature. We also have categories for audio described and signed content, which are important for the BBC, and categories for Northern Ireland, for Wales, and to Scotland, so bringing together the best from and about those nations. As well as the easy-to-browse highlights mode, it's also possible to toggle to a full list. So if you do just want to scan everything we've got in that category, you can easily do so. Now, one of the things you may have noticed as I've been clicking around and wondered what they are is these double height images within the stream. So these are a new addition to iPlayer, and these are collections. So a simple way of aiding discovery by grouping together programs, whether that's by series or season or event or theme. And BBC 4 has been releasing thematic collections of archive content for the last few years, but it's been pretty tricky to discover that content in iPlayer, as iPlayer was designed with just a 7-day catch-up window in mind. That's not true anymore with the new iPlayer, so it's possible to browse the breadth of those collections. So this was released last week as a collection of interviews from the First World War with veterans filmed in the 60s, now available in full to watch on BBC iPlayer. Of course, the beating heart of iPlayer is the actual viewing experience, is watching programs. And we've very much optimized the new playback page around what users are trying to achieve before, during, and after viewing. So beforehand, the task is very much do I want to watch this program? Give me the information I need to make that decision. So there's all the things you'd expect around the description, who's in it, how long you've got left to watch it. Also options down the right here to download it for offline viewing, which we're seeing is particularly popular on mobile and tablet devices. Watch in high definition or watch with audio description or signing where available. Beneath that, we provide easy access to other episodes from that series. So if you've dropped in on the wrong episode, you can easily get to the other one. So this is episode 4 of Silk. I've not seen episode 4, so I'm going to jump back to episode 1. You might have seen there that the new episode loaded into the page without refreshing the page and took me back to the top of the screen. So small touches which improve the experience. When I actually start playing back the media, I can show you the mute button. We believe our job is to get out of the way of the user really. So after a few seconds, then you might have seen the background of the screen dimmed. The playback also makes use of another new technology, which is the BBC Standard Media Player. So as well as providing our best playback experience across different devices, it comes in a Flash version, but also an HTML5 version. This also enables us to develop plugins to enhance the playback experience. So if I was watching episode 1 of Silk and decided I didn't want to miss another episode, I can add that to my favorites without leaving the playback experience and then continue to enjoy the rest of the program. Similarly, a much maligned feature of the current iPlayer was when you got to the end of the program, it would invite you to whether you wanted to play the episode again, which unsurprisingly not that many users took us up on that invitation. So now what happens when a program finishes is that we'll queue up the next episode in the series or in the collection if you're watching a collection, but also to provide suggestions of other programs that you may enjoy, which is powered by a new recommendation engine, which we're constantly finessing to make those recommendations better. This is also the point where we provide onward journeys to other content on BBC Online. So the BBC has a significant content set outside of iPlayer, and this is the moment where we're able to link out to, so for example, we've recently launched a product called I Wonder, which is all about discovering, finding out kind of the knowledge behind subjects. So if you're watching a program about World War I, you could then go on from here to find out more in the I Wonder guide. So I've spoken so far mostly about those scenarios where you're browsing, you're looking to discover something new. What about those 58% of users who arrive knowing exactly what they're looking for? Well, we've not forgotten about them either. So let me return to the find tools I mentioned earlier. So first of all, we have the Find a Program box, which is fairly Ronseal. So one thing it does is remembers your recent searches. So familiar from Google, but extremely useful in a VOD service. So one-click access to all of those programs you've been searching for. Similarly, auto-suggest means that as soon as I start typing E, there's one-click access to EastEnders. Similarly, T, there's Top Gear, Match of the Day. C, there's Casualty, Charlie and Lola. Next up is the A to Z, so extremely prosaic but important feature, and one which enables users to browse the whole inventory of iPlayer. So I've just clicked on S, and you get a sense of the content that we've got available. Interestingly, it's a feature which my predecessor to his cost discovered how much was appreciated when it was removed from a previous version of iPlayer, and it had to go on to points of view and feedback to promise to reinstate it. So not a feature we'll be taking away. The third and final component in the Find tools is the recently watched section. So again, this remembers programs that you're partway through. So easy to resume that episode of Silk that we were just watching, or to easily navigate to new episodes of series that you've been enjoying. The final area that I'm going to show you is the TV guide. So this provides a full 7-day backwards and forwards EPG. So it defaults to what's on now, but if I click on yesterday, then it will instantly show me what was on prime time across the BBC's channels. If I jump back to what's on now, I can show you our watch live facility, and this will also enable me to show you. So one of the features which has proved very popular in the current version of iPlayer on computers is the live restart functionality, which means that you can jump back to the start of the program while it's still being broadcast. So we've enhanced that feature to enable you to jump back not just to the current program, but also to previous programs. There's quite a long episode of Breakfast there. So if I click that, then we should jump back to the start of Air Hunters. So that's a very quick whistle-stop tour of the product. I've not had a chance to show everything, but hopefully that gives a flavour. We've obviously done a huge amount of user testing throughout the development of iPlayer. I often say it's very much in the don't mess it up category, and I'm not going to be the guy who did that. I'm pleased to say that it has been testing very well, and now it's live. We're seeing overwhelmingly positive feedback, so people saying it's simpler, it's easier, it's clearer, and crucially that they're discovering programs that they wouldn't previously have found. So I'm incredibly proud of what the development teams based in London and Salford have achieved with the new iPlayer. But really, this is just the beginning. This is a kind of foundation for a new chapter in BBC iPlayer. And we have incredibly exciting plans for the rest of the year. For example, addressing users' number one bête noire of iPlayer, which is the 7-day catch-up expiry. So we're looking to move from 7 days to 30 days as standard. If we get permission from the BBC Trust to do so. Similarly, we're looking to launch new channels within iPlayer, so to have a Radio 1 video channel within iPlayer, similarly subject to approval from our governing body. We've also got exciting plans in the personalisation space, so both in terms of recommendations, but also enabling the cross-device experience to really join up. So right now, then I can, if I sign into BBC iPlayer on my tablet or mobile browser, I can sync that with, I can see my favourites and my recently watched and my searches. We want to extend that experience to our mobile applications and ultimately to the TV domain as well. I think that's it for me. I can see I have 1 minute 26 on the clock, but thank you very much for listening. Cheers.
Hey there. So I have a couple of quick questions for you. One of the things I noticed is, well, you've completely rewritten. Can you give us a little hint on how you are defeating this platform fragmentation problem? Because obviously that was one of the reasons you did the rewrite. Yeah. So tell me how you're managing that.
So part of that I think is converging around HTML as a standard. So I think in the TV domain, then we have got a lot of different technologies that we've been supporting historically. It does feel as though a lot of the industry is starting to converge around HTML. So the previous generation of games consoles were written in Flash and Silverlight, and HTML a mix. The new generation are all in HTML. One of the things, and there's actually Damien, who's in the room today, the BBC's been working on a TV application layer, the TAO, which aims to abstract some of the complexity of writing for all of those different TVs so that you can write once for that application layer and the components will work on different devices. So do grab Damien afterwards if you're interested in that. But I also think kind of responsive design has made a massive difference. So the new iPlayer is replacing the there was a mobile web version of iPlayer, a tablet web version of iPlayer, a PC web version of iPlayer. So that's now a single code base which we're able to test on all sorts of different devices and tweak accordingly. So I think what's possible with HTML has come on a long way.
Good, good. Your questions. We'll take maybe one question. Does anybody have a question for Dan?
If there's not, actually, I have remembered my one more thing. I don't know if we can go back to my slides, not to.
Can we do that? Can we zip back into the slides just for a second?
That might not be possible.
Here you go.
There we go. So my one more thing was. So you might have seen this yesterday. So I'm very pleased that we've been able to add Chromecast support to iPlayer at its UK launch. So if you have a Chromecast HDMI dongle, which Google have released in the States last year and now in the UK, then it's possible to throw your media from your portable iPlayer device onto your television. It goes up to the cloud and then serves it from the TV. So another kind of convenient way of getting the TV on-demand content you love onto that bigger screen in the house.
Okay. And one other question, this may not be in your wheelhouse, but one of the things I'm a resident of California now, and I was really looking forward to being able to subscribe directly to iPlayer in the States. But that apparently is not going to happen now?
Yeah, so I think that there is a global version of iPlayer which has been rolled out in a number of territories as an iOS app. I think that the global picture of television rights, as everyone in this room will know, is not necessarily that straightforward. I do think that the BBC does want to have a global on-demand offering, and so over the coming months and years, we'll be looking at the best way of achieving that, which I think might differ by territory, but. If only it was that simple.
That simple.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Dan.
No worries.